If the freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. George Washington. Hey everyone. Back in late October of last year, I made a video called The Social Media Constitutional Crisis. Lots of people watched it and got to see my uneducated and ignorant production skills up close and personal. You see, it was my first video. Thankfully, people were able to look beyond my far shittier production quality and focus on my message. For those of you that watched it, thank you. Then, in February of this year, I made a video about how Twitter had banned me for no reason, even though, as a masculine-presenting transgender lesbian, I'm technically a member of the LGBT community. Ironically, though, there is little to no difference between a masculine-presenting transgender lesbian and a heterosexual male. Kind of funny how things have a way of working out, huh? Anyway, a few days later, I made a video about how I'd sue Twitter if I were an attorney. In the video, I cited the Jared Taylor lawsuit filed in February 2018 against Twitter and touched how it incorporated the same constitutional arguments and supporting case law that I previously included in my October 2017 video. Now we fast forward to June, and Taylor's free speech lawsuit recently made the news again. ABC reports, a California judge has refused to throw out a lawsuit that accuses Twitter of violating the free speech rights of a leading white nationalist figure by banning his social media account. San Francisco Superior Court Judge Harold Kahn ruled in Jared Taylor's favor during a hearing Thursday on Twitter's request to dismiss the suit, court records show. Taylor claims Twitter permanently suspended accounts belonging to him and hundreds of other far-right users in December based solely on their political views and affiliations. The judge described Taylor's case as a classic public interest lawsuit and said it goes to the heart of free speech principles that long precede our Constitution, according to a transcript of the hearing. Now, it may be speech that you and I don't wish to enjoy, but that's not germane to the determination of whether it's public interest. Public interest doesn't have a flavor of ideology to it. Public interest is whether it benefits the public, Kahn said. However, ABC wasn't the only outlet to report on this story. The Verge published their own article about it as well, and in it they state, while Kahn didn't specifically mention it, Taylor is one of several people who have sued digital platforms for alleged ideological bias, and the claim is widespread enough to have generated a congressional hearing. Kahn was also sympathetic to Taylor's claim that Twitter had misled the public by saying its platform was open to everyone and then allegedly banning people based on their political viewpoints. Now, as expected, the American Renaissance Project, which is the organization that Jared Taylor is associated with that filed the lawsuit, released a press release related to the lawsuit that addressed important issues that the press ignored. In it, they state, yesterday, California Superior Court Judge Harold E. Hahn rejected Twitter's petition to dismiss the suit Jared Taylor brought against Twitter for banning his Twitter account and that of his organization, American Renaissance. The judge also rejected Twitter's motion under California's anti-SLAPP law to strike the complaint, adding that it was hard to imagine a clearer public interest lawsuit. Judge Hahn recognized Twitter's claim under California's unfair competition law that Twitter could be, in effect, guilty of falsely advertising by holding itself out as a public forum for free speech while reserving the right to ban expression of ideas with which it disagrees. Judge Hahn also recognized Taylor's claim that under the UCL, Twitter's terms of service, according to which it claims the right to ban any user anytime for any reason, may well be unconscionable and a violation of the law. In oral argument, Judge Kahn asked, Twitter can discriminate on the basis of religion, or gender, or sexual preference, or physical disability, or mental disability? Counsel for Twitter conceded that it claimed that right, even though it would never exercise it. Judge Kahn denied that Twitter had such a right. This is the first time censorship by a social media platform, an increasingly widespread practice seen by many as discrimination against conservative viewpoints, has been found actionable under state or federal law. This finding could have far-reaching consequences for other internet platforms that have become essential vehicles for expression of ideas, but that silence voices with which they disagree. With that said, let's discuss this last part first. Twitter's attorneys admit their terms of service allow them to discriminate against people on the basis of gender or sexual preference. Then, the attorney states they'd never do such a thing. However, that's bullshit. Because when Twitter banned me without reason, Twitter did exactly that. By Twitter permanently banning me, a masculine-presenting transgender lesbian, for no reason, they discriminated against me because of my sexual preference and my gender preference, which is not only a violation of federal anti-discrimination laws, but goes against the free speech aspects of their terms of service, thus making them guilty of false advertising, which, by the way, is one of the things Taylor's lawsuit accuses them of. Few things can be more hypocritical than a social media giant like Twitter targeting an extremely marginalized people from the masculine-presenting transgender community. The thing is, the United States Supreme Court ruled in Packingham versus North Carolina that social media platforms are considered public forums for purposes of exercising free speech. And now, a judge has appeared to agree with many of the arguments I made in my October 2017 video. This is a potentially landmark case that could go down in the history books as the case that determined whether or not the United States constitutional free speech protections apply to online social media public forums. Further, I expect that even though this case is far from resolved, this ruling, by itself, is going to have major impacts on individuals and organizations targeted by social media companies for censorship. So, if anyone from Google, YouTube, Facebook, or any other social media platform is watching this video, get your legal team ready, because the lawsuits are coming. If you've enjoyed this video, found it educational or insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, both on YouTube and on Bitchute. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you'll be notified when I upload new content. However, the best way to ensure you don't miss any of my content is to periodically check my channel, both on YouTube and on Bitchute.com. You can also follow me at misandrytoday.com, gab.ai, minds.com, as well as support my work through Patreon. And don't forget to check out my sponsor, The Dollhouse. And in case I'm targeted by YouTube, I mirror all my content on Bitchute. All the links are in the description. I'm DDJ, and this has been your dose of Misandry Today.